Welcome to a brand new video. Remember to like and subscribe. Shan and Chang go on a bike ride and Tian asks her for a raise as he has been working hard. As Chang agrees and increases his by $100, to which Tian is really grateful. While riding around, two guards notice them and they can believe that such a pretty girl is going around on a bike. They think that maybe the dude is rich or is faking it. They think that if the bike was new, it could have been a good test ride, but the bike was old. On their way back, Siki approaches Tian and asks to talk, but Qian ignores as if he doesn't know her. Siki tells her that he is here to apologize, but Qian says that now he has nothing to do with the Nings and she should just leave us alone. She urges that she only wants to apologize, but Qian doesn't want anything from her, which makes Siki angry. Tian tells her to leave if she is done venting. Siki gives up and asks him what he wants, to which he replies that what is her motive behind all this. Siki tells him she just wants him to forgive her. Chin flips her off and says that he has nothing to do with her or her family. She says that she won't leave until he forgives her. Tian forgives her out of pity, and now Siki wants to take him to his grandpa, but he doesn't care, so Siki slaps him. Shang asks if they both can discuss and find middle ground, which makes Siki super angry. Tian tells Chang that they should head upstairs, but Siki is persistent, and she continues to ask Tian for his forgiveness. Chen calls her thick-skinned as she doesn't understand that he won't forgive her, so she slaps him again. This time, M's Chang interferes and tells her that she can't just casually keep slapping someone for no proper reason. Cheatin says that it's fine and had told Siki that he wouldn't be nice the next time she hit him, and he uses his drug to make Siki's body go numb. He warns her that even if she is a Ning, he would treat her the same as anyone else and picks her up and slaps her, but to show dominance. He throws her in the garbage bin, which leaves M's Chang a bit in shock and keeps looking at Tian in a weird way. Siki threatens him to let her go or else, but they just ignore her. Shen asks Shang why she is looking at her, and she tells him that he did a good job, and that sometimes you have to just treat people like that. She also asks if they should be concerned about her, but Qian says that the worst that will happen is her smelling like trash. Chang calls her a beauty, but Qian says that Chang is far more prettier than her, which makes Chang blush. Later on, Siki takes a bath and is pissed at Tian. Her grandpa tells her that she should try a different approach. He also tells her that he was cured, and if she noticed something, but Siki doesn't seem to know. Her dad tells her that didn't she ever wonder how her grandpa got into a coma? Siki also finds it weird how Tian's hand that she shot at isn't as serious as she thought because of his miracle drug. Her dad tells her that Chan is a resourceful person, that they need him so that they can use his miracle drug to help soldiers in war zones. Even her grandpa tells them that after a few days, he will go meet him on his own. Back at Chang's house, Tian was busy with creating medicine using herbs and spices. He had also asked Chang to make sure they had distilled water, so she bought multiple stacks of bottles. She doesn't understand the purpose, but she trusts Tian. The next few days, she just rests until Tian asks her for anything. She is enjoying tea when Tian comes and asks her to eat the medicine he made. She asks what it is, and Tian says that it's position, and she just casually eats it up. Tian thinks that she is too trusting. She asks if he will try to take advantage of her, which he says that he definitely would, as she is very pretty. He tells her that she may look a bit dirty shortly after, but she should not worry. She accuses him of being dirty and that she smells clean and that he should smell her. So he casually does smell her, which startles Chen. Later on, he asks her to take a bath and then soak herself in this tub of distilled water. She asks what is the purpose, to which he replies that this will help her get relaxed and remove any impurities. He tells her that her body may have some marks on them, but she shouldn't worry, and just then her arms get weird marks, which scares her. He leaves her to clean herself up and that she should drink water as well. He tells her that he won't barge in so she can rest easy. He keeps telling her that those are just toxins and that she does not need to worry, and that if she has doubts, he can come in and help her, to which she refuses. After a while, Tian starts to wonder why it is taking so long, and suddenly Chang screams. After hearing her scream, Tian quickly rushes in to see what the problem is, and he gets a nosebleed just by seeing her in a towel. Turns out, Chang can't believe how healthy and light her skin feels. Tian tells her the queen like her deserves such flawless skin. He had made beauty pills for his business idea, and that just a small amount of the medicine had such a great effect. Cheng kisses Tian and thanks him. Tian asks for one more, as he was not aware that time and wants one more, but Cheng happily pushes him away. Cheng is so happy that she decides to treat Tian to a good meal, and they head out but happen to meet Hao. Just by looking at Cheng, Hao knows that she looks different and prettier than before. She asks why he is looking for her. He invites her to his grandpa's birthday, which is tomorrow, and she agrees. The next day, she asks Tian to accompany her, but he tells her that Hao would kill him, so it's fine, and that she doesn't have to worry as their present is the best. He tells her to go and that he will wait outside. Cheng greets everyone, and just then the Yi family notice her. Guang immediately notices how pretty she is. His dad advises him to treat En's Cheng with respect from now on. Hankai and his family think that Cheng is lucky since Hao likes her, but her husband cuts it short by asking Guang about his progress with Xing Yu, but he was grief-stricken as he could not do anything, which makes his dad lose hope in him. Just then, the host announces the birthday banquet and then Hao wishes his grandpa and he asks about his partner. Hao introduces En's Cheng. Everyone knows her as she was engaged to Tian, and Hao's younger brother questions this as well. Cheng wishes him a happy birthday and he asks about his parents and home. She replies that she is from the Paidong family and that they own a small business. This makes the grandpa think that she is not a good fit for his grandson. Ha tells him that she event got him a present, and Cheng tells him that this will help him in time of need. Hao's little brother warns his grandpa that they should open it, and for all they know it could be a marriage contract as she was previously engaged, so he asks if she was engaged before, but Ha tells him that it's a mix-up, but Cheng tells him that she was, but right now she's only here to wish him, not for any other reason. They ask to open the gift, and it shows a small pill, which shows everyone, and they think that it must be a cursed object. She tells them that this pill can cure anything and that this will help him in any sort of medical issue. Grandpa says that her gesture is good, but he doesn't need them and asks her to take the pills back. Cheng feels rejected, and Hao's dad asks to bring us Cheng a chair, but she apologizes and excuses herself. Hao's dad yells at him and says that he was supposed to be smart, and today he was nothing but a disappointment. Hao explains to his dad that he wants to be with Cheng and that he loves her. His dad makes it clear that it will never happen and that they will never agree to it. He says that there is no comparison between two of them and that their status is far apart. He also mentions that she was engaged previously as well. Meanwhile, Cheng feels even more uneasy as all of them are looking at her. His dad says that she has fallen way down after getting engaged and that they won't accept her as she is beneath them. An old man approaches Cheng and asks to see the gift and its content. She tells him that he can have it. He tells her that he won't take it for free and that he owes her. He gives her his card so that she can contact him if she ever needs to. He was about to leave when he stopped and tells her that if she could wait a while and that he has a proposition. Just then, a girl approaches Cheng. She was Hao's sister Yu. She apologizes for how her grandfather behaved and that she feels sorry. She also asks if the pill she wanted to give him really had the properties that she told him. Miss Cheng says that she meant well and had no ill intentions and that they can't find such a pill anywhere. It was made purely for this purpose and they couldn't even buy one even if they wanted to. Yu asked if it could bring you back to life, but Cheng says that one who made it told her that no matter it will keep you alive for 1 year even if your health is at your worst. Yu can't believe it and thinks that how could such a pill have so much effect? Cheng says that she doesn't have to take her seriously if she minds it. Just then, Guang approaches and wishes Yu's grandfather a long and healthy life. She barely acknowledges him and Cheng leaves both of them to talk. Gunak tells Yu that her family is here as well, but she tells her that she is busy at the moment and leaves, which pisses Guang off. Miss Cheng is leaving and people still look at her as if she is beneath them. Everyone thinks that she is a gold digger after Hao. She felt uneasy and called Tyne to come and pick her up. He asks what's wrong and why is she crying. She says that it's meaningless to stay here and she just wants to see him. Chan looked mad and said that he will be there shortly. Meanwhile, Master Ouyang thanks Master Ning for coming to the banquet even though he just came out of a coma. Master Ning says that it's nothing and that he should be thanking them instead as he got something by coming here. Ouyang asks what could that be and he sees the box that Cheng had offered him earlier. Ning says that he had been looking for someone and they happen to be here. Ning leaves saying that he has somewhere to go and that since he is old and fragile, he gets tired easily. Ouyang tells him that he will formally visit him and apologizes for what happened earlier today with Miss Cheng, and that he was deeply sorry for what he had to witness. Ning just says that he is lucky to have a sensible granddaughter and that she knows how to greet people and talk to them properly, while her granddaughter just worries about him and picks up a fight every chance she gets. Yu thanks him for the kind words. Ouyang is proud of her granddaughter as she always proves to be helpful and smart. She was a genius as well who explored the horizons and made the company even bigger. Ning tries to find Miss Cheng, but she had left. Outside, Hao apologies for how his family treated her, and that he didn't expect this to happen. Cheng says that it's fine and that she doesn't blame him. Hao asks her to join him for dinner inside, but she tells him that she is fine and is about to leave. He volunteers to drop her off, but she says that there's no need and that someone is coming to pick her up. Hao asks if it's Tian. Meanwhile, Ning approaches Miss Cheng and says that he finally found her. Ouyang is concerned as to how Ning knows Miss Cheng. Even Yu thinks that if Uncle Ning knows her, then she is definitely someone important. Everyone at the party also seems startled that Miss Cheng is known by the Ning family. Ning asks her to step aside so that they can have a quick chat. Ouyang asks what Miss Cheng is to her, and Ning replies that she is in fact her benefactor, which leaves everyone in shock, even Miss Cheng. Ning excuses them and tells them he was better due to her and her friend who helped him. Ouyang is now concerned and thinks that the situation is very serious now. Ouyang starts to wonder if that pill actually was a life-saving elixir. Ouyang asks that the friend he mentioned and what his name was. Ning says that his last name is Yi. Ouyang starts to wonder which Yi family member could it be. Even the Yi family members who are standing to think if it's Tane who is working with the Ning family. Ouyang asks if he could link them with this mystery Yi family member as well. Ning says perhaps some other time as he is not aware himself as to where he could be. Ning asks Miss Cheng if they could finish their conversation in the car, but Cheng says that someone is coming to pick her up. You ask Miss Cheng if they could all wait inside since it's awkward to wait out here. Miss Cheng says that all of them go inside and that she is fine waiting outside. Just then, a guard informs Ning about something which makes him a bit worried, and he says farewell as he has an urgent matter to attend to, and that he will talk to both of them next time they meet. Cheng then tells Hao that she will head out first and that he can return to the party. She gives him the gift he gave her, but he says that he gave that to her. She returns it saying that it's too expensive for her to have, leaving him standing there. Hao feels sad and that he didn't want things to end like this. Just then, Qian arrives on his bicycle, and when Cheng sees him, she starts to cry. A security guard stops Tian. Even people around him are astonished that someone is riding a bicycle. The guard tells him to leave. The other members of the Yi family are shocked to see him as well. Cheng approaches him and Qian and asks why she is crying. But she just says that something went into her eye. Qian yells at Hao and asks what he had done to her, but Hao looks disappointed. Qian tells the guard to get out of his way, but Cheng grabs him and tells him that they should leave. Tian looks at her and agrees, but he says that there is something that they need to take back first. Tian tells the guards to step out of his way, which makes the guards pissed, and they say who he thinks he is. Qian waves his hand and releases his special drug that makes all of the guards fall down. Everyone is shocked to see all the guards fall down. All of this says that these guards were special forces and still they just collapse. Even the Ouyang family is astonished to see this happen. Qian tells them that he doesn't care for anything else but they made her, and he won't tolerate anyone making her cry. They will suffer consequences, he said. Qian grabs hold of Cheng and addresses all of them that only he has the right to bully her, and if anyone wants that right, they have to go through him. Every feels that Qian is showing his dominance, even Cheng feels shy. Hao's younger brother appears and he asks him if he knows who he is messing with and that this Ouyang house. Shin doesn't care which house it is, he just wants the gift she brought for them and he wants it back. He tells them to return it and that they will leave immediately. Hao's brother tells them that they don't have it and that his grandfather would never accept such a gift. Qian asks that they rejected it. Yu thinks her brother is foolish and that now everyone will think that the Ouyang family only accepts valuable gift. Tian laughs and tells them it's good they rejected it since they don't deserve such a miracle of a gift. Yu steps in and introduces herself. Tian thinks that she is extremely pretty and that he would love to sleep with her if he got the chance. Tian says that he just wants the gift back and Yu thinks he is so arrogant. She wants to yell at him, but she to keep her composure in front of the guests. Yu tells him that old man Ning took and that they don't have it. Tian is surprised to hear that old man Ning was here as well. Master, after seeing all this, leaves as he can't afford to be embarrassed in front of all these people over a Yu's quarrel. He leaves everything in Yu's hand as she can easily fend for herself. Yu starts to think that old man Ning was definitely talking about him. Tian says that old man sure is cunning and that he has an eye for good things. Yu asks Tian what the purpose of that medicine was. Tian says that it was trash and she does not need to be concerned with it. This makes Yu angry as well, but she tries to hide it. Her brother, on the other hand, doesn't take this lightly and tells him that they deserve an explanation. He warns him that he shouldn't take the Ouyang family so lightly. Qian mocks him and says what did he expect and that had he thought of something. Tian mocks him and says that he sure is stupid, which makes the guards remaining guards angry as well. Hao's brother yells at him and tells him to stop, but Hao tells him to let them go. His brother says that then he himself will explain all this to Grandpa. Yu follows him and tells him to have her card, and that she will personally visit him for a formal apology, but Qian says that he has nothing to do with such a noble family, and that she can't keep the card to herself. Yu thinks that how can someone be so rude? Just then, everyone is surprised to hear that Grandpa Ouyang got shot. Tian can't believe it and thinks that wherever he goes either someone is in trouble or gets into trouble. All of the guards and Yu along with her brother run towards Master Ouyang. Both Cheng and Tian stand and see the situation. The ambulance and the police arrive quickly. All of them are restless that the higher-ups will be mad that there was a shooting at Ouyang house and that the victim was none other than Master Ouyang himself. Tian sits down and watches the show as he is interested in all this. Officer Xia arrives and she asks him that is having fun watching all this. She asks why is it that every time there is something wrong, he's involved in it. Tyan tells her that he didn't plan this and that he wasn't here to do anything wrong. Xia tells him that he will have to give his statement first. He asks that after taking the statement, will they be able to leave? Xia asks if he really did all this. Xia says that what does she keep accusing him and that she should be mindful of her words. She questions him and says that he looks nervous, if not why was he here then? Tane points at Cheng and says that he was here to fetch his queen, which makes Cheng a bit happy and she blushes. The police take down everyone's statements. Officer Xia asks Tyan that he hasn't visited her mom in a while. Tane assures her that everything is under his control and nothing will happen to her mother. Xia tells him that she can't risk and that he should take out the timer to visit her. Tane agrees and promises to check up on her in the next few days. Tane asks when he can leave and Xia tells him that he will have wait until the matter is resolved. She goes on to take other people's statements while Tian roams around. He sees Yu and asks her when they can leave. Yu tells them that they leave whenever and no one will stop them. Chen is happy to hear that and he instantly leaves. Yu is about to say something, but she hesitates and stops. The Yi family trio watch from afar and they notice that Chen is not the same as before and this is the main reason that they can't allow him to return. Guang asks his father if he knows who could do such a thing. His dad tells him to shut up and not attract attention to them. Her mother says that it must be one of the other elite families. Her husband scolds her and tells her that she should not say such evil things without proof. Guang asks his dad if Qian really is trained in medicine, and that he always thought that Bastard was nothing but useless. Now he thinks that Tian is a force not to be trifled with. Guang always compared himself to Tane and wanted to excel further than him, but now it seems he can never catch up. Hankai also thinks that Chen must be trained in medicine, and that old man Ning would never lie of such a thing. He had asked people to spy on Tian and he learned that Der Wu and Tian were often seen together and maybe that's why they interacted with old man Ning. Later on, Tian and Cheng ride off but Cheng seems a bit too quiet. Tian asks if she is upset about anything to which Cheng replies that she is thankful for today and that he helped her so much in front of the Aoying family. Tian says that she doesn't need to thank him, she just needs to let him bully her more. Cheng says that she should be the one who bullies him since she is providing for him, so she deserves at least that much. Just then, Tian sees a car approaching them and stop right in front of them. Yu steps out and tells Tian that she was sorry for what had happened earlier. She apologizes and says that she didn't know who he was and that could he be kind enough to help her grandfather. Shen tells her that her family is wealthy enough to hire any doctor and that he can't help. Yu says that if he helps her grandfather, the Aoying family will be forever in his debt. Tian sighs and tells her that he has no issue with the Aoying family and that he doesn't care if her grandpa dies or not. He really can't help her with this. Yu asks if the pill Miss Cheng brought could help him and she would buy it from him. Tian explains it to her that it's not about money, he just can't help anyone he desires since he is not a doctor. He says farewell and leaves. Yu thinks that he must really hate the Aoying family. Yu's phone rings and she is informed that the operation is done. She tells them that she is coming soon. At the hospital, the doctor comes out of the operation theater and tells them that the bullet has been removed but it hit his nervous system and he might not recover from that. He tells the family to be ready for the worst case, which would be that he falls into a coma. Hao's dad tells the doctor that they will pay any amount and that he please save his father. The doctor tells him that they are trying their best. Hao's dad thinks that it's better to gather all the specialists and make sure to give his father a better chance. Yu tells her father that they should look for old man Ning and ask him for that pill. Her dad asks if she really believes that pill actually works. Yu tells him that there is no harm in trying. Even her uncle tells them that old man Ning would never lie and that she should try it at least. The father says that they could try it, but they don't know how to reach Ning. His younger brother says that they could ask Tian about his whereabouts. Yu tells them that there is not point, she already by Tian turned her down. Her uncle tells her that they could pay him, but Yu reminds them that he hates the Aoying family and will never help. Her dad is sad that they should have never offended a doctor, nonetheless a miracle doctor. Hao thinks if Qian really is a miracle worker, and that had he been hiding his true abilities. Shen takes Cheng to the fish village where he woke up and Cheng is surprised to see such a beautiful village. He tells her that he was saved by someone here. Tian thinks to himself if Liu had not killed the original owner of the body, he would have wandered like a lost soul. Cheng asks him to tell more details about what happened here. He tells her that middle-aged ladies gather a lot and he flirts with them a lot. Cheng laughs and just then Hone appears and calls Tian master. He runs to hug him and says that he had missed him so much. Chen kicks him to the ground and tells him that they are both men and he should stop acting all girly. Cheng asks why he calls him master. Old man Li appears and welcomes Tian back. Tian introduces Cheng as her meal ticket to which she pulls his cheeks and yells at him that he called her his queen yesterday, and now she's just a meal ticket. Tian asks her to be gentle, but she just keeps pulling his cheeks. Old Man Lee notices that these are very close. Old Man Lee asks if Li Wan is with him as well, but Tian tells her that she was busy and that she couldn't come. He explains that on her orders he came to help him, that due to his age he can't go fishing, so he made a plan where he could earn easily and not get tired. Old Man Lee is happy that he still cares for him. He tells him that he is fine as he is and that he does not need to listen to Li Wan's orders. Shin tells him that it's fine and that it's not safe for him to travel at such an age. Old Man Lee asks what he plans on doing. He tells him that he is here to make him the richest man in the village. The next day, Chan starts the plan and gets machines to dig a huge hole. He then tells them to pump it full of water. Old Man Lee watches from afar and thinks that he just invested 40,000 for he gets a single penny, and that he has no idea how many fishes he would need to sell to get his money back. Hone asks about the workers he brought, so Tian decides that he will not treat him badly since he is helping out a lot. He then tells him that their small goal is to make him earn 1 million this year, which make him super happy. They both laugh like crazy, while Cheng takes random photos. She thinks that he is charming when he is serious, wants to get a few more shots. A few days later, he is all done and the fish farm is ready. Hone asks his master what he is doing here and tells him that they will be doing lobster farming. Hone tells him that it's pretty difficult and people have tried it before, but all of them resulted in failures. Chen questions that other may fail, but does he think that his master will fail? Hone hesitates and says that his master can do anything. Old Man Lee asks if he can really pull this off. He tells Tian that he is fine with his current life and doesn't need to worry about Li Wan, either also has his savings as well, so it's no issue. Qian tells him that he had promised to make him the richest man in the village and he plans on keeping that promise. He pulls out a packet and sprinkles it in the water. Chang notices that the water is becoming foggy, and if that is dry ice, but the fog is red, and that the fog is making the water more clear. Hone says that his master is doing his magic again, but Qian tells him that it's medicine, not magic. He advises Hone that he needs to get some lobster larvae and place them in the water. He also instructs him that he should just feed them this powder every 3 days, and after 15 days the lobsters will be ready. Hone asks if there would be any side effects from this and that if he can really eat these lobsters. Tane assures him that this will be fine and that he is the master after all. He tells him that these lobsters will also act as a supplement and make people healthier. He advises Hone that he must live here with the lobsters in order to get his 1 million. Hone is dedicated and tells him that he will guard them even when he goes to the bathroom. Tian says that there is no need to go that extreme. Tian hands over the prescription to Old Man Lee for the red powder and he must not share it with anyone or else he might get into trouble. Old Man Lee promises him that he will memorize it and burn the prescription after. Cheng wonders if that he actually is the same Tian and that she doesn't believe that he is the same person as before. She still thinks that it's for the better and that she should just take his pictures. She then sees some notifications and sees that Yu messaged Cheng and wanted to talk to them both. Tian is surprised that she managed to get her number so quick. Cheng tells Tian that not only Yu, but in fact both the Yi family and the Ouyang family are looking for him. Cheng tells him that she even heard from Hao that the entire neighborhood is looking for Yu. Tian says that they are just trying to find him just to make sure that old man Ouyang lives and he can't be bothered with something like that right now. Later, Tian orders some cameras and a siren as well for the safekeeping of the farm. He had spent around 10,000 more out of Miss Cheng's expenses. Qian asks for more money as the funds are looking a bit dry and Ms. Cheng approves. Back in the city, the Ouyang family meet old man Ning but weren't able to retrieve the pill as he had already given it to his dear friend. The Yi family gather to discuss this and Master Yi advises them that they should be the ones to help the Ouyang family as it will help them rise the ranks. Hanko asks his younger brother that Qian is his son after all and that he should ask him of this favor for the betterment of his family. Hangdong tells them that at first they pressured him to cut off all relations with his son and now want to get him to help them after how they treated him. He declines and asks them to do it themselves. Master Yi suggests a deal to Hangdong that if Tian helps them, he will allow him back into the family. Back at the village, it looks as if it is about to rain. Tian asks Cheng where she will return to her room, but she tells him that there is nothing to do back there. She changes the topic and asks him why he hasn't switched his phone back on, to which Tian says that he had been working non-stop for the past few days and that he deserves some peace and quiet. He asks her when she will go back to her room as he wants to rest up. Thunder strikes and Cheng gets scared. Tian is amazed that she is acting weird and asks what's up with her. She tells him that thunder scares her and that could he accompany her tonight. Tian says that it's fine, but it's not good for a young man and a woman to stay together at night. Thunder strikes again and she jumps to Tian. Tian is confused as she clenches him tightly. The next day, they both head out, and Old Man Lee notices bruises on Tian's face and asks about them. Tian says that it's nothing and he bumped into something while sleeping, but Old Man Lee can't understand how some bumps into something and gets bruises on their eyes. He asks the old man to go and check the pond, and he leaves thinking that Tian looks like he got punched. Cheng apologizes and Tian says that she doesn't need to apologize and he doesn't blame her. He only advises her to give him a heads up next time so that he can prepare something beforehand, and Cheng acts innocent and tells him sure. Tian can't believe it and thinks that this might happen again. He steps out and Miss Wang appears. She asks him what happened to his eyes. Cheng gets a nosebleed and recalls back to last night when Cheng was grabbing him. Tian had told her that it will rain all night and they can't just sit idle like this. Tian suggests an idea to Cheng and tells her that she should sleep with him. Cheng punches him once, which gives him a black eye. He tells her that he meant sleeping next to each other and nothing else. He tells her that she can leave if she can't trust him. He then heads to sleep first and tells her that she can just continue sitting there. She turns to sleep as well and Cheng tries to peep over. Cheng is looking at him with lovey-dovey eyes. Shin then wraps his hand around her and thinks if he really should go on with this. He thinks that maybe he should let the beast inside him come out, or should he be even worse? Cheng screams at him that he should be a gentleman. Tian says that no one would be a gentleman in such a situation and tells her that he doesn't want to take advantage of her. He tells her that he can't control some things and could she be a good girl and help relieve him. This gets him the second black eye. Chen, after the flashback, tells Miss Wang that even though she's a great journalist, she should be more aware about the latest trends. He tells her that this is the latest trend. She taunts him and says that she hasn't seen makeup that makes you look like a panda for quite some while. She even tells him that she learned this new trend thanks to him. She gets serious and tells him that everyone is out looking for him. Tin tells her that did she happen to tell him his location. She tells him that she didn't, but due to the caste connections of both the Yi and Aoying family, they will eventually find him. Tian asks why the Yi family is looking for him. Miss Wang tells Tian that it's obviously to butter the Aoying family so that they can rise the ranks. Since the Yi family has influence over a small city, while the Aoying family controls half of China, and this way the Yi family will gain more influence. Tian mocks them for being greedy and how to turn things to their advantage. Just then the Yi family arrives, and Cheng now knows that their peaceful days are at an end. Uncle Yi Tian's father is with them as well. Hang Gong hesitates and says that he didn't think both of them would be here together. Chen glances at him. Hang Dong calls Tian. Tian said it's that is he all right saying his name and that who gave him the right to do so. His uncle Hanko yells at him for taking to his father like that. Tian tells his uncle that he is talking to his father and he should not be involved in this matter. His uncle tells him not to act cocky and not to disrespect his family like that. Chen makes it clear to them that none of them are his family and that who gave them the right to think of him as part of their family. They rejected him at first and now they want him back. Guang steps in as well and calls Tian ungrateful. Chen warns Guam that if he speaks from his useless mouth again, he will be pissed and make sure that he is confined to a wheelchair for the rest of his life. Tian then accuses the father-son duo that weren't they against him coming back and that they didn't want to share their assets with him. His father tries to explain, but he tells them that he does not want to listen and that they can leave. Both Miss Wang and Cheng think that Chen is super cold and is not giving them a chance to plead his case. Hang Dong tries to control his anger and remembers his purpose of coming here. He approaches Tian and tells him even if they have done wrong to him, they won't be able to bend family rules and eventually he will get his share and now he has a chance to return to the Yi family. Tian says that he will agree on one condition since he asked so nicely that he will return on this condition that they give him half of the Yi family's assets. They all are speechless and Chan tells them that if they don't agree on his terms, they could all leave. Cheng tells Uncle Yi to head back first. He asks Sheng that if he did something wrong. She tells him that it's not her position to say, but she will try to talk to him. His brother scolds him that he is a failure as a brother and as a father, that he can't get him to do this one favor for them. Even Guang tells his uncle that this might be the only chance for them to ask him. Hankyu thinks that maybe he is a failure as a father, but these two also did their best to not let Tian back in the family and he leaves. Guang asks if they should leave as well and Hangdong says since the father couldn't do anything then why should they do the same and they leave as well. On their way back, Hangdong asks Guang about his relation with Yu and if they are talking or not. Guang tells him that Yu is smart and assertive, she is careful and won't be persuaded that easily. Hangdong says that Qin won't do them any favor, but Guang should let her know the location of Tian, and this way she might open up to him. At the Aoyu mansion, Yu asks if there has been any update with the team about the whereabouts of Tian. Her secretary tells her that things are going slow for some reason, and they might be updated in a few days. She thinks that many people don't want her grandpa to wake up and some people might be plotting about it. Just then, she receives a call from Guang who tells him that they found Tian. Yu arrives and meets Guang. He insists on sitting with her to lead the way, but she tells him that it would be better if he could lead the way in his car. Her secretary asks if Qian will agree with him again. She tells her that based on the info they have, Tian is just a playboy with a bad temper and he does not do any favors. Yu agrees, but she wants to try one last time. Her secretary still can't believe that before Tian was kidnapped and almost killed, he was a useless bum and did not know anything, but now he looks like a totally different person. Yu asks if she thinks he's an imposter, but she tells him that he is the same person. Yu tells her that she doesn't care and only cares how he will help her grandfather. Yu has heard rumors about his extraordinary skills, and he must definitely have something that he can help them with. They arrive at the village, and Guang tells her that he will walk her in, but Yu tells him that she can handle the rest herself. Guang can't believe it and thinks that she is just using him. He tells Yu to wait, and that he can guide her since he is free today, and that the place is a bit hard to locate. Yu slaps his hand and tells him that he can head back, and if she needs any help, she will call him. Unit can't believe that he failed again. He finds her super annoying. Meanwhile, at Old Man Li's home, Miss Cheng asks if Tian has contacted any buyers since the first batch of lobsters are almost done. Tian says that they have a journalist with them and they don't need to contact buyers since they will contact them on their own after she spreads the words. Tian tells Miss Wang that they should do another interview. Miss Wang tells him that she isn't someone whom he can just boss around and that she can't just make his wish come true. After all, he only calls her when he needs help, and who would help someone who's so self-centered? While they are talking, Yu enters. Tian thinks that it looks like the buyer is already here. Miss Wang didn't expect Yu to come personally. Yu greets Tian and he asks why she is looking for a useless bum like him. She politely apologizes to Tian for how Miss Cheng was treated and that it was their mistake. Tian asks if he doesn't remember and lets it slide. Yu smooth talks to him more and thanks him for being the bigger person. Tian is impressed by how calmly she's acting. Tian says that since she came all this way, he should act as a good host. Tian tells Cheng to bring some lobsters from Huzi and that he will personally cook a meal for Miss Yu. Tian cooks up a delicious lobster, which shocks everyone. Huzi asks if he did some magic on it. They all eat it and are engulfed in its unique flavor. She taunts him that of course this must have medicine, and if not, then a playboy like him could never make such a dish. Chen warns her that he will take away her bowl if she talks again. Even Miss Cheng applauds about his cooking, that she is hooked to it since he makes spices and his own blend. Tian asks Yu to try it as well and that it's his specialty. She tries it and is instantly hooked. He tells her that it will help with her complexion and it's really good. She asks if he would consider selling some lobsters, and which makes Tian think. Tian says that he can't sell the lobsters for two reasons, one being the medical value and second the price of the special lobster itself. Miss Yu says that price is no issue and that she would buy it from him. Tian was waiting for that line as he had already planned this. She tells him that she was worried that he won't sell it to him since it tastes so good. Tian acts innocent and tells her that since she is so innocent, he will be willing to sell them to her for twice the price of a normal lobster. Miss Yu agrees and says that it's no problem for her. Tian tells her that she can send over someone to pick up the lobsters and that there are only 300, so she should be careful with them. Yu thinks that he knew that I would ask this favor and he laid out a trap. Even Cheng is astonished that he sold those lobsters in such a way. Huzi, on the other hand, calculates the price and thinks that they will be rich soon if they continue like this. Yu asks Tian to sign a contract so that all these lobsters are sent to the OEM family house. Just then, Old Man Lai rushes in. Tian says that shouldn't he be near the pond to watch over the lobsters. He tells him that now all the lobsters can be sold now, and he asks who the buyer is. Tian is intrigued as he hasn't even spread the news and someone is already here to buy them. A girl enters explaining that she is the buyer. Tian's nose starts to bleed as he thinks that she is so pretty. Yu knows her and she introduces Sister White, who is the young miss of the Sedu family. Miss Wei says that she is too kind and asks about the well-being of old man Ouyang. She then hands Tian a check for 10 million, and she wants to work with him on a long-term basis. Seeing this, even Yu is a bit skeptical. Well, that is it for now. Remember to like and subscribe for more.